My name is Lance, and I'm actually a YouTuber, but I become a content creator. I'm from Fort Worth. I'm based out of Crowley now, but I'm always gonna be Fort Worth.
Oh, Funky Town.
Funky Town, yeah. YouTube. For what I do with photo and video is actually YouTube. My background comes from YouTube. I started in 2016. I started off with using a simple GoPro. I used a GoPro for 4 years, where I was able to actually afford a better camera, a more expensive camera. And the moment I bought the expensive camera, I was able to upgrade my quality, and a lot of people started calling me for different gigs, music videos, sports gigs, all sorts of gigs. You name it, weddings. I've shot commercials, ads, promos, but it all started off with a GoPro and YouTube. So I started off making fishing videos.
Oh, really?
That's how I got to where I'm at today.
Okay. So you said you started in 2016?
2016, July 2016.
Okay. Cool. So what's your favorite type of video or photography to shoot?
Oh, I'm a hybrid, so I like.
Explain what that means.
So like with me, I don't like shooting one thing all the time. I feel like it gets redundant or repetitive, especially in today's world.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a world that, if you look at social media, you can scroll and see all sorts of different other kinds of content out there, and typically the content that people are posting are things that they're into.
Right.
But I've never met one person that's just into one thing. So I like shooting sports, and another avenue that I actually like is weddings. The thing with weddings is they're real high pressure. I don't necessarily do a whole lot of weddings. I might do one wedding every 2 months. There's a lot of editing. There's a lot of back end processes that I go through just for a wedding for somebody's perfect day. You know, you get one opportunity to make that shot. So, but I like the challenge within weddings. So with me, I think shooting different fields challenges me every day, and it's something that I look forward to. And that's really what this is all about to me. It's all a challenge. It's a game. As if you were an athlete playing in a game, you're challenging yourself to get better. So I do that with the same thing with photo and video. I don't care if I'm taking pictures of flowers, if I'm taking pictures of brides, if I'm taking pictures of athletes, whether they play in the NFL currently or formerly, because I've shot both. I've shot for Nick Cannon at a live event, and you know, I'm freezing those moments, and within those moments, you don't get those back. So to me, it's a challenge to nail that moment within that moment, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
So it's weird. When the pandemic happened is when I flourished. So most people had triumphs and setbacks, whereas I took off. And it was like 2020 was the year I remember specifically. August of 2020, I bought my camera in June of 2020. I saved up for 4 years for this camera. And in 2020 of July, I was able to purchase it. I went to Florida and shot a YouTube video for myself. And once I released the YouTube video, my phone started ringing the next day, or that same day actually. And I actually flourished under the pandemic just because of that, because I felt like I had time, because you know, everything was shut down, nothing was going on, and I was able to like kind of reset. Right. And once I was able to reset, it opened up a floodgate, is what I would say to people. Like, I got the wave of waves during the pandemic of 2020. That's when I met my first clients. I had my first gigs in the summer, at the end of the summer, beginning of fall of 2020, and I haven't looked back since. I haven't had any. It was the exact opposite. So like with jobs and stuff, people losing their jobs, I didn't lose my job. I was fortunate to be classified as essential. And I put that in parentheses because everybody thinks of, I mean, I know it's essential, like grocery workers and farmers and things like that. I'm not even one of those, you know, but it was a city job. So I was able to keep my job, but like I said, having the free time of not doing sports and not doing everything else, because I have kids, that allowed me to focus on what I wanted to do. And like I said, I actually flourished during the pandemic. So
that's good.
Matter of fact, if it wasn't, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off, but if it wasn't for the pandemic, I might not be where I'm at today. As weird as that sounds, and that might, take that with a grain of salt, but because of the pandemic, I know for a fact that I was able to take the road that I've been on now currently because of everything shutting down and everything halting. So it was like a blessing in disguise for me. I don't know, I feel like every day is a new day. So like everybody looks at achievement. So one of the biggest achievements, or one of the goals I set is I told myself I wanted to have one of my images on a billboard. And I accomplished that. So like that for me, I didn't get to see it because it was actually in Atlanta. I didn't fly to Atlanta to go see the billboard, but the guy that I shot it for sent me a photo of my photos on that billboard, and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, wow, those are my images in another city that I'd never even been to. That was a really, really cool moment. And those are like, that to me right there, that's one of my biggest achievements. I mean, I've shot for former NFL players and current NFL players and things like that, and those are all cool, but as far as achievement goes, that was one that I had my eyes set on, and it happened within a year and a half of me putting that as a goal, I guess you would say. But really for me, I think that one of my bigger achievements is now YouTube. Like that's one of my bigger goals, not achievements I haven't achieved yet, but I would like to hit 10,000 subscribers here in the next year or two through YouTube, if not sooner. But I think with everything right now on the freelance side and the YouTube world, I'm trying to maneuver the two right now, and I need to be able to get there. So
it is a challenge, but
yeah,
you can definitely do it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a balance thing.
Right.
So right now I'm all freelance, and YouTube's, I need to get that back down. So.
Right.
So my biggest challenge is always me. I always try to one-up myself every time. So when you do that, it's a good thing that I do that, but it's also the biggest challenge because whereas I sit on a video for an extra 2 or 3, 4 days trying to get more out of myself every single time, whereas the client is already satisfied, but it's not about that to me. To me, it's about me beating me. So the biggest challenge is always me. It'll always be me. Like I could tell people I could really do anything that they want, but I always try to one up myself. And that's one thing that I know as for me, when it comes to me, that's my biggest challenge. Like it's not normally a shoot. It's not normally what somebody else asks of me. It's not what this client wants or what this company wants. It's me saying, how can I be different from what's already out there? And I don't ever compare with other creators. It's literally me versus me. So I kind of look to see what's out there, but I don't really like say, oh, I can, I'm gonna do better than that. I guess I do to an extent, but I don't like degrade the other creator. It's just me trying to be different and separate myself from what they're doing. Because everybody can be in it for a quick buck, but I'm in it more or less because, I just want to be great. I just want to be one of the best. That's a tough one. So I know with me, I guess it won't be as tough for me to answer this. You get part of my soul. So I put my soul into what I do. I'm real cautious about what I do and how I do it. I'm real careful and methodical on how I shoot things, and sometimes it doesn't hit me until I get in here on the laptop, but when I'm out in the field per se. But I always put my soul behind what I've done for every single thing that I've done. And I'm not ashamed to show anything that I've produced since the summer of 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty heavy. That's good though.
And I look at it like trying to upgrade my portfolio with every shot. Like I don't do it for a quick buck. I don't do it for, I'm not in it for fast money per se. And I think there's a lot of people that are.
Right. That's the era we're living in.
Right. I think everybody wants this overnight success, and they don't want to like build to get where they want to get.
Right.
And that's not me. I understand like I want to be one of the greats, you know, I gotta take that road and build that mountain myself. And doing that for $1 doesn't ever work, you know. And I know I revise things sometimes. Sometimes I let the client see what it is that I've done, especially on the freelance side. On the YouTube side, it's all me, right? So I got the final say on everything. But on the freelance side, there's a balance here. On the freelance side, I let a lot of the clients see like a preliminary round of images or video, and then a lot of times I'll either take them back, or most of the time, 85% of the time, they're actually happy with what I've done. And that's because I try to put my soul into each project. So I think what separates me is the mindset, the grind, the hustle you get out of me, because part of my soul is attached to that. You know, one thing that I have unique that people don't have to offer outside, you know, is my mind. It's me. You can't buy me. I tell people all the time, you can't buy me. So it doesn't, like, I get questions all the time that, you know, other creators will say, hey man, do you give people free game? So a lot of creators ask me, do you give people free game? And I say, yeah, I actually do. I educate a lot of people. I try to help them, because I know at the end of the day, it took me 4 years to get to that new camera. And when I got to that new camera, I was able to produce some really nice stuff, because I've been using GoPros and cell phones the whole time. So when you got me some professional equipment, I was able to just really dial it in and really get things precise and like images sharp and things like that. And then you add another 2 years on top of that now. You know, it takes a while to get there. You know, I can tell somebody exactly how to do something today, but tomorrow, you know, if they're not willing to do it, and if they don't put their mind to it and their heart into it, they're not gonna, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know, so. Yeah, education. So when I did this, I didn't know anybody. I didn't have anybody. I'm self-taught. I learned through YouTube and through my trial and errors. And I feel like that once I kind of go through, I think everything happens for a reason. So like me going in on the freelance side has taught me so much more on another level that I would never learn through YouTube, but I'll be able to fully go back into YouTube and educate people on this end and on that end, to be able to help them get to where they want to get. Because I'm big on teaching, I'm big on, I think knowledge is power, right? So, you know, having that, and I don't know what the word is, but being able to teach and to show people the way, and maybe I can help somebody get where they want to get, you know, because we're in an era where social media is king. Video and photo is king, and content is king. And you can make a really good living out of doing this, but the thing is, you gotta be committed, and you gotta be, your heart's gotta be in it, and you gotta be in it for the right reasons.
Right.
You know, yes, you can make a living. Yes, you can make really good money. Yes, you can be a triple figures income, whatever it is, triple digits, you know, 100,000, 6 figures. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. 6-figure income. But people want to hop in that fast lane, and it's like, wait, you have to do the process first. And the process is part of what I want to teach on YouTube to get there. Like, how do you get there? How do you know, there's production, there's commercial people out there, right, that do commercials for $50, $60, $70, $80,000 commercial shoots. Well, how do you get in that lane? How do you do it? How does that happen? Like, that's what they see, right? They get up there and say, well, I want to shoot this big budget film. They got $100,000 for this commercial. And you're like, well, yeah, but they didn't get there overnight.
Right.
There's a whole process there. And now you got to start at square zero to get to those things that people want to do. And is it really a want when you throw money in there, right? Or is it you want the money that goes with it? But for me, you know, I just like creating. I like creating. I like, educating. But really just to create some cool stuff, create some different stuff, inspire people. That's one of my biggest things, and I was really hell-bent on sharing that word, because I have a whole video in my head about the word inspire and with me and all that. So, but I really want to inspire people. Trust the process.
Okay.
Like, I tell my son all the time, because my son plays football. plays basketball, he plays baseball, he plays soccer, but he loves football. And he likes the other sports. And I'm gonna use my son because he's I look at it as every young man is really a businessman. Your name is your business nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So you're your own brand, and I've already told him this. So my advice to him is, well, first off, what's your goal, right? So I'll use him for an example in context. His is he wants to be in the NFL. So, well, there's a lot of people that want to do that, right? And there's a whole lot of people that may want to be a cameraman, or maybe want to be a creator or a YouTuber and stuff like that. But what separates you? How are you gonna get there, right? So one of the things is that I tell him is being committed, and trusting the process and understanding that every day is part of that process. Like, we want that end result, right? But we don't want to necessarily do the work to get to that end result. We just want to get to the end result. So having that grind, having that hustle, and understanding that every single day, there's going to be days you don't feel like doing it. And that's me too. That's all of us. But those are the days when you push through and you say, okay, I remember where it is that I want to do and where I want to be. And how do I get there? And those are the days you find out the most about yourself. Whether you pick that pen up or that camera up or that football up, even if your head's hurting a little bit, you find a way to get it done, or you find a way to learn, and that's one of the biggest things is being a true grinder and a true hustler. Make sure whatever it is that you pick, and I'm gonna tell this person, whoever's asking you, whatever it is you pick, make sure you're passionate about it. Because if you're not passionate about it, if you don't feel right here in it, it won't work.
Right.
You'll force it. You'll be forcing something that won't work. It's gotta come from you.
Right.
So
wow.
That's my biggest. I hope I answered that.
No, you did.
Yeah. I have a lot of projects coming up on there that I really want to do, and the reason why I'm steering that is because on my freelance side I do what's good for my customers, but on my YouTube platform I do what's good for my audience. So if you're interested in photo or video or content creation, it does not have to be like, you don't have to be striving to be a guy shooting commercials or promos or sports videos. If you just want to be a YouTuber, if you just want to learn the basics, absolutely consider going to my channel and checking that out, because I do have a couple of passion projects that I don't want to speak too much on, but I do have a couple of them coming out. They're really cool. They're like short films. They're in my head. They're locked away in my head, and they will forever be in my head until I get to do them. But I encourage you to check out the YouTube channel for sure, and come and learn and hang out. And I'll be traveling pretty soon, so keep up with me on there because I'll be vlogging a lot of my stuff as well. I have quite a few events coming up, especially in the summertime of 2022. So just check me out on there, and you guys can come be adventurous with me. So.
And what's your Instagram?
It's gonna be, my Instagram is Lance_Pinnock. Let me just spell out that right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So all of it's LANCE, but Pinnock is PINNICK. So.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time today, sir.
That's it, man. Okay. Absolutely.